welcome to our Atomic Frontier Day 2019 parade. We're excited to have everyone out here today. Thank you for joining us. My name is Holly Logan, and I work in the Communications and Marketing Office at the City of Richland.
And I'm Stan Johnson. I'm with the Recreation Coordinator with the Recreation Division. We're happy you guys came out today. We're very excited about this event. We've been working on it for a long time, and the thing just keeps growing and growing. We're excited about the whole weekend and all the activities that are going to be available for you to enjoy this wonderful Saturday.
Again, we are commemorating the 75th anniversary of the Manhattan Project. And so this started out as kind of bringing back the Atomic Frontier days of years past, back in the 1940s through the 60s. And so it grew into a little bit bigger event, and we incorporated a parade. So we're really excited to share some history with you throughout the day. We'll have the parade this morning, and then we want to remind you all to join us down for the rest of the event, Atomic Frontier Day, down at Howard Amon Park. We want to thank the Richland Police Department and the Richland Fire Department for their support today.
Magnificent flag set up by the Richland Fire Department, everybody. Isn't that awesome? You bet.
We're going to kick things off with the Columbia River Young Marines. They are going to be presenting the colors for us today. The Young Marines is a national youth education and service program for boys and girls ages 8 through high school. The program focuses on character building, leadership, and promotes a healthy, drug-free lifestyle. Young Marines strengthening the lives of America's youth.
All right, following the Young Marines is the City of Richland Parks and Public Facilities. All right, our national anthem is going to be sung today by Miss Tri-Cities, Mackenzie Kennedy.
Everyone, please rise for the national anthem. And gentlemen, remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Mackenzie Kennedy, Miss Tri-Cities. And we'd also like to acknowledge Miss Tri-Cities' outstanding teen, Lacey Fisher. Thank you both for being here today. And thank you to the Columbia River Young Marines.
All right, and the next entry is the City of Richland Parks and Public Facilities. This entry was built by the City of Richland Parks and Facilities Department and is a scale replica of an A model alphabet house. Following them is the Alphabet House Preserve Advocates. It's a group working to promote appreciation and preservation of Richland. Historic alphabet houses, a group of homes and neighborhoods were uniquely designed for and built in Richland to house United States government workers as part of the Manhattan Project.
And then we have the Girl Scouts who are presenting our premier sponsor and Grand Marshal, Amy Boucher from Leidos. She's the Chief Operations Officer of Hanford Contractor Mission Support Alliance. Amy is actively involved in the community on the board of Tri-City Regional Chamber and currently serves as the chair of our local junior achievement. Thank you, Leidos, for being our premier sponsor.
And welcome the Girl Scouts of Tri-Cities, established in Richland Village in June of 1944. Girl Scouts have supported the Hanford and Tri-City area with service for 75 years. Wearing uniforms from the 1940s to present, representing our ongoing years of service, which include war bond sales and scrap paper drives during the height of World War II, to our present-day service, supporting local civic and humanitarian projects. Girl Scouts and Tri-Cities is over 600 strong. Young women who believe in the power every girl can change the world.
Now take a look at this 1954 bus that ran during the Cold War era. This bus was used to transport workers to and from Hanford. To learn more about the impact of Hanford and the region you live in, please go to the Reach Museum. Let's give a shout out to Cody Hoberg of Apollo Sheet Metal.
Yeah, Cody put this bus together when nobody else could do it, so
got it up and running.
We're having it here today. All right, next up is the Richland High School Marching Band Bombers. The City of Richland is proud of its history and traditions, and Richland High School Marching Band is part of that pride. The Bomber Band would like to say hi to everyone enjoying the parade with fun music and the RHS fight song. Sing along, we all know the words.
Next up, we have Roy Keck in his pretty sweet car.
I drive that car.
But wait, who is that with Roy? This is Miss Richland 1950, Beverly Rafferty.
Woo!
Miss Beverly has been in Richland since 1944 and says once a bomber, always a bomber. A recent WSU grad at age 72 and a brown belt in karate at 79. She was in the parade in 1951 and honored for bond sales per capita. Hollywood legend Kirk Douglas was here for that day.
All right, welcome Miss Richland 1950, Beverly Rafferty. All right, next up is Cadlick. Yeah, well represented. 1944 was an important year in history of Tri-Cities. The dawn of the Hanford Project saw this community transform literally overnight. It was also the year Cadillac Hospital began providing care to patients of the region. As Cadillac celebrates 75 years of caring, compassion, and community, we are proud to celebrate with you. Cadillac, Team Cadillac.
Thank you. Cadillac is also one of our sponsors and will be down in the park with us today as an exhibitor. Thank you so much, Cadillac. Next up, we have the U.S. Air Force. The U.S. Air Force has more than 150 different career opportunities for world travel, paid training, and educational benefits. To get more information, come see them at their Kennewick location. Thank you, Air Force.
All right, coming up next is the Columbia Basin Corvair Club. The Columbia Basin Corvairs is a group of enthusiasts that appreciate the Corvair automobile and its contribution to the automotive industry. Unibody construction, lightweight aluminum engine components, independent suspension, first U.S. regular production turbocharger are but a few of the features that made the Corvairs a unique automobile. The Corvair Club, they are very active in the community. They help with Cool Desert Nights every year, too. So thank you for participating, Columbia Basin Corvairs.
Those are pretty nice wheels.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that Richard?
Next up, we're proud to have representatives from the Manhattan Project National Historic Park. Managed in partnership by the Department of Energy and the National Park Service, the Manhattan Project National Historic Park preserves and interprets the historic sites, stories and legacies associated with the top secret race to develop an atomic weapon during World War II. Hanford's massive industrial complex produced the plutonium used in the first successful test of a nuclear device. Thank you to the Rangers and other staff for being out here and supporting us today.
All right, next up is the B-Reactor Museum Association. The B-Reactor Museum Association was established in 1989 to preserve the historic B-Reactor on the Hanford nuclear site. The B-Reactor was the world's first full-scale nuclear reactor and now is part of the Manhattan Project National Historic Park. This is all-volunteer organization works to support the National Park Service and the U.S. Department of Energy in preserving and sharing the history of the Hanford site. All right, next up is the Tri-City Military Vehicle Club. What a sight to see here. Vehicle Club, thank you for joining us this morning, bringing some unique vehicles that you don't see driving down Jadwin Avenue very often here.
Yes, so please also, in that group, the Kennewick Army Recruiting Station, United States Army Kennewick Recruiting Station. We'll see more of them as they will be presenting the colors at the opening ceremonies at the Fingernail today at 1 p.m. Thanks to them for participation as well.
Boy, do you think we're going to see this going down the river here today sometime, too? That'd be pretty cool. You guys going to go down the river today, too? Why not? All right, we got the Franklin County Fire District number 3. This is a 1955 International fire truck. This is one of the first fire trucks purchased by the fire district when it was formed in September of 1954. It was restored by a private party and donated back to the fire district. What a beautiful truck. Franklin County Fire District number 3.
And here come our Rotary Clubs. The 7 Rotary Clubs of the Tri-Cities donate their time, funding, and fellowship for our community. The annual duck race is on October 5th this year, which helps funding many service projects locally. Make sure to buy your duck tickets.
All right, and they're closely followed by the Hanford High School Marching Band. This award-winning band and color guard represents one aspect of the well-rounded and diverse music department at Hanford High School. The group was the sweepstakes winner at the 2017 competition in Pullman and has received numerous top placements at competitions throughout the Northwest. The Hanford High School Color Guard has received numerous top finishes over the past 10 years, and in performances features hand-painted silk flags by Laura Lee Newberry. The Hanford High School Marching Band, go Falcons!
It's an impressive group.
They've been entertaining us all morning. They start early, the Hanford High School Band. They were out there warming up at first thing this morning.
I love listening
Well
to the
schooled.
band's
That's great.
practice. Yeah. We need to give a shout out to Richland High, class of 1964 in the house.
Ooh.
They're having their class reunion this weekend. They have about 100 people visiting this weekend in Richland and celebrating. And we also have the class of 62, I believe, is also celebrating this weekend. So thank you all for coming out and supporting and participating today.
All right, next up is Ben Franklin Transit. Wow. Ben Franklin provides public transportation services in Benton and Franklin counties. Services include buses, paratransit, van pool, and general demand. There are 3 vintage trolleys like this on the regular bus routes that are named for 3 rivers in the area, the Columbia, Snake, and Yakima. They feature wooden benches, brass fixtures, and old-fashioned bell. Hop aboard the BFT trolley to see historic pictures of the region and explore more of the Tri-City area. Benton Franklin Transit.
And a special thanks to the transit for providing shuttle opportunities down to the park today for the Atomic Frontier Day event from Fran-Reach Stadium down to the corner of Lee and GWA. Take advantage of those going every 20 minutes.
All right, and we have a 1963 Ford Thunderbird. The Thunderbird is owned and driven by Mike Suazo, and the Thunderbird has a name, Trudy Mae.
Right before then, we have the CUP Church and Boy Scout troop. 1943, when Richland was essentially demolished, Colonel Franklin Matthias ordered construction of 2 Army chapels, one Catholic, the other to be shared by 11 Protestant congregations in a single Sunday service. The Methodists accepted responsibility for the new United Protestant Church. Thank you for being here today.
Yes. All right.
Now we got our Thunderbird.
Yeah, I was excited about the Thunderbird because we got the Thunderbird is owned and driven by Michelle. Hi, Michelle. And the Thunderbird has a name, Trudy Mae.
You won't believe who's in the car with Michelle today in the Trudy Mae. One of the original Rosie the Riveters. That is right. This is Miss Wynn Parker. And along with her late sister, Naomi Parker Fraley, they became the inspiration for the Rosie the Riveter movement. And the posters were used as propaganda to recruit more women to help with manufacturing efforts in World War II. Miss Wynn lives in the Dalles, and we are thrilled to have her today.
All right, give it up for Wynn Parker, Miss Rosie the Riveter.
We did it!
Yeah.
We did it!
We're so excited when she decided to come join us today. So give her a big round of applause.
She's in her 90s years young. Yep. What do we have here? Randy, is that you? Randy!
Hey, Randy. There we go.
Randy and his 1956 Chevy Bel Air. That is a pretty fancy car.
Classics.
Very classic. Thanks for joining us today.
And now we have the Benton Franklin Sheriff's Posse. The Benton Franklin Mounted Sheriff's Posse is a community service organization that specializes in youth and senior events and helps with security at numerous community events. Thank you, Phil, for getting you and horses here today, as you have another large event going on. I see the Sheriff's Posse everywhere, I'll tell you.
You guys are the best.
They
Thanks
are.
for coming out and supporting us today. Sheriff's Posse.
And the Pooper Scooper.
Oh,
We can't
big
forget
shout
them.
out to the Pooper
Hey.
Scoopers.
Couldn't do it without you.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
And that concludes our parade today, everyone. Thank you so much again for coming out and helping us reminisce back to the Atomic Frontier days of yesteryear. Again, please proceed down to Howard Amon Park and join us for the rest of our fun event today. Our opening ceremonies kick off at 1 p.m. at the Fingernail Stage.